Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I am an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video because that's where I put all of the links to my online shenanigans, including how to get my patterns to knit up for yourself, how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group, how to support me on Patreon, and how to get a hold of my merchandise and anything I talk about in the video. So if you're looking for a pattern or if I show anything, that's where it's going to be. I wanted to thank all y'all who came to my live that was kind of a pop-up live in the middle of the month because that was the only Thursday that I was going to be in town for June. I have front-loaded all of my traveling this summer, not deliberately, but it's what's happening. And I really appreciate y'all coming. We always have a lot of fun. Typically, it is the last Thursday of every month, so watch out for that. If you missed the live, check in the description notes, and I'll put a link to it. Now, we had some technological difficulties, and we got cut off before I could finish at least one thing that I was showing y'all. So I thought I would make this video, and just in case you don't want to watch the entire live because it's so long, make it a little bit easier. So I went to Switzerland to visit my family and we had a great time. And of course, while I was in Zurich, I found a yarn store to go into, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but I'm going to show you the card. So this is the name and the location of the yarn store that I went to. Now, I don't speak German. In Zurich, they speak German. And I didn't really feel comfortable trying to figure out how to ask if I could make a video, but I did buy some yarn. I mean, I really like doing tours, but how to explain it to someone when I'm not speaking the same language, I couldn't figure it out. I was a little nervous. I was a little shy. So I just bought yarn and I'm very excited about it. There are two sides to this. I don't know why, but it's very exciting. Okay, so here's the yarn, and I've already ripped this bag. I've been carrying it around for a while, and I've already wound some of it up. So I am going to show y'all, and this is what got cut off in the video. I did not get to show all of the yarn that I got. So first off, this is Nepal from an Italian yarn manufacturer that I'm not going to try to pronounce, but you can see it there. Pascuali, Filati Naturali, and it is a cotton linen nettle blend. Now, it was really interesting in the live. There was discussion about exactly what nettle is, and Jonna was in there. There were people who knew more about and knit eco chic, people who work with a lot more plant fibers than I do, and they said that nettle is very similar in behavior to hemp, which is another one of those long bast fibers like a linen. So it's going to be something that doesn't stretch very much, that doesn't have a lot of memory, but it's going to have a lot of beautiful drape, and it's definitely something you can put in the washing machine. So this is cotton, linen, and nettle, which means it's going to be super great for warm weather knitting. It's slightly rustic and a little bit loosely plied. You can see it's a 2-ply. I adored this color. Picking out the color was really rough. And this is color number 06 because they name like that. Now it says Pascuali Nepal possesses special properties in its blend of cotton and linen, lets your skin breathe with ease. Its nettle fiber composition provides your craft with a fine shine and soft grip. This yarn is particularly well suited for garments worn directly on the skin and is extremely durable. So very cool. We are talking about 60% cotton, 28% linen, 12% nettle, made in Italy, and it is 197 yards in 50 grams. It is calling for a US size 3 to 6. So they're considering it to be in the sport weight range is where I would put it. I bought 2 skeins of this. You can see I've already rolled up this skein. I am planning on knitting with it. I can't decide if I want to do a swatch lab or if I just want to go straight into, you know, trying to come up with something. I am thinking a lightweight, like summer decorative scarf, because I really like doing summer scarves that are just little something that it's like a knitted necklace. So let me know if you want the swatch lab or you just want the scarf, or if you have any other ideas what I can do with this gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. Super excited about it. Gonna put it back in my ripped bag. Now, the next one, this store had a fairly extensive collection of this hand-dyed in Switzerland yarn, which I'd never heard of before. I had to restrain myself into only buying 2 different bases. They had a lot of different bases. I found them online. I'll put a link to it. It's Soie et Laine. Soieetlaine. I'm pretty sure that's in French, and I believe it means silk and wool. At least that's what someone in the chat said. Soie et laine, don't know, but it's French. And it says hand wash nicht tumberlin, which I think means hand wash, do not put in the tumble dryer. And it is really cool. This color is Salbe, B-E-I, and the base is called Florence. And it is 74% Surrey baby alpaca and 26% mulberry silk. It is 300 meters in 50 grams, which means it's about little under 330 yards in 50 grams. And nettle stark, which I'm going to guess means needle size, 4 to 5 millimeter, which I'm pretty sure is fine. I looked it up on their website. This is a lace weight yarn, and it is, as you can see, very, very, very tiny. It is gorgeously soft. Now, it looks like the mohair lace that you're seeing and I love, and it's super popular, but this isn't mohair, it's alpaca. So it has a very different hand. It has all that amazing fuzz, but it does not have the, let me get this in the middle. It does not have the mohairiness to it. Some people find mohair they're sensitive to it, a little scratchy. This is absolutely super, super soft because it's baby alpaca. Absolutely adore it. Again, don't know what to do with it. I'm thinking maybe a little cowl or something. I had to pack it. I may not have chosen well in only purchasing 1 skein, but it's what I had budget for, and I just wanted to bring it home. I was thinking about the swatch lab I did with the mohair lace and working it by itself, not holding it with anything, and I could definitely get a cowl-like critter out of it, or a very small shawl, like a really small, like a long scarflet type shawl, maybe a side to side. I don't know. Anyone have any ideas what they would like to see this become? Let me know. And then here is the thing that I did not get to in the live. I got cut off, technical difficulties. The other base that I bought from Soie et Laine, this is Lizette, and I bought 2 colors. Look how gorgeous that is. They're 2 very subtle colors, just subtly different, but I thought it'd be really cool to do something super subtle because, you know, I'm known for subtle, and it's really pretty. It says hand wash, and then even more words in German that I don't know. This is Lavendel, and this is Taubenblau. Blau is blue, I believe, so I don't know what a tauben is. Now let's look at the deets on this. This is 65% silk and 35% linen. Again, another lightweight, appropriate for warm weather kind of thing. you know, it's hot. It's what I'm drawn to right now. This is a 50-gram skein. It's 140 meters. So you're looking at 155 yards-ish. And it's calling for 3.5 to 4 millimeter. And I didn't look this one up, so I think it's fingering weight, possibly a little bit heavier. I really don't know. Let me think about it. So we're looking at 140 in 50 grams. That would be 280 in 100 grams plus 28. So it's almost 300 yards. It could be sport weight again. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up, put it in. I might like put it up on the screen here or here so that I figure it out. But I'm very, the silk and the linen together, I just think is a gorgeous, gorgeous. I think this is a heavier. I think it's more in the sport DK weight range. I just think it's beautiful. Again, what do you visualize? Ooh, what would you visualize this becoming? It could be, I don't know if you need fingerless mitts in this. It could be a cowl. The amount of yardage, probably not enough for a shawl, but it could make some really fun things. Definitely not enough for a garment, but an accessory of some sort. Maybe a cowlet, you know, the kind that looks like a shawl worn bandana style, but actually it's knit in the round. So that could be fun. So there we go. This is the Lizette. I think it said, yes, Lizette, the stick, yes, Lizette, silk and linen. So excited. These are my souvenirs that I bought. The only other souvenirs I bought were chocolate and they have already been eaten. So these are the only permanent ones. Now, the other thing I just thought it'd be fun to share with y'all is something else that I've been playing with. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or any of those social medias, you've probably already seen pictures of this. It is something that came out of the same making magazine that I'm knitting my top out of. And Making Magazine is really, really cool in that it has multi-craft kind of things in it. It usually has sewing and quilting and knitting and crochet and embroidery. And y'all know I'm all about embroidery right now. And this was something that really, really grabbed my imagination. And this is where I am at. I'm going to show it to you. This is, how cool is that? So this is called flower pounding. It is a form of EcoDying where you pick flowers and you place them on the fabric and then you whack them with a hammer, like repeatedly, whack, 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 whack. And it transfers the color out of the flower into the fabric. Now, the fabric itself, it's not just, you know, take fabric, pound flowers. You have to prepare the fabric. And my friend Susan went ahead and mordanted this for me. So all I had to do was the pounding, but if I want to do more, I need to do the mordanting. And what that is you apply stuff that makes it receptive to the dyes that you're going to put on it. So this is a spectacularly unexciting thing for me to show you. This is a bag of alum. A-L-U-M. So this is the mordant for linens and cottons, because you have to use different mordants for different fibers types, whatever they're made out of. And for cotton and plant fibers, you're talking about alum. So what you have to do is you have to make a water solution with a specific amount of this in it. I still have to look that up. I'm not an expert on this. I am just getting started. So you make the water with the right amount of this stuff in it, and it makes your mordant, and then you put your fabric in it, and it soaks for like 24 hours or even longer. There's like a specific amount of time it has to soak. Then once it's been soaked, you take it out and you let it dry completely. And then once it's dry, you can dye, you paint, do eco dyeing. I want to play with all different kinds of things. I didn't pull the fabric over here. I bought some linen that I want to play with. So the idea in making was to make this, it's a kerchief, you know, just a little something to throw around the neck. I just wanted to make it. And then after you did your flower pounding, then you embroider. And I just started on the embroidery yesterday. So you can see, or the day before, I don't remember. So I just started on my embroidery. Now this flower right here, I went into my yard and picked flowers, and then I went to my mom's yard and I picked flowers, and these are just flowers picked out. Now, one thing I did read on the internet is if you're going to do this, the kind of flowers that work the best are the ones with very, very thin petals, like tissuey paper kind of stuff. So this is a hibiscus because I have hibiscus. These really cool bright red ones, this is bougainvillea because my mom has a bougainvillea plant. This is vinca. This is actually off a shrub called Ixora, Ixora, and they're clusters, and I pulled the clusters apart. This is an orchid that I picked off my front porch, and honestly, I gotta say it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. The least successful one was this one here, which was some big yellow flower off my mom's vine. Didn't really do much of anything. My favorite one though, look at that. Look at that. That is off my mother's desert rose in a pot that we have. So absolutely gorgeous. And then look at these little guys right here. Whoop, whoop, there we go. See that little guy, these little blue guys? Here's another one. So I just went into my backyard. And the grass here, I don't really have a lawn. I have a whole bunch of weeds pretending to be a lawn, and we mow it and call it a lawn because I'm not going to water things. I'm not going to fertilize things. I don't mess with it. And my mother calls this particular ground cover weed Florida snow because it's very low. And when it's blooming, it's all these tiny, tiny white flowers. They usually bloom in the morning and they kind of close up later when it gets super, super hot. So those were tiny white flowers, and I just went out my yard and I picked a bunch and I pounded them, and it was really cool because look what color they turned. They turned this kind of teal color. So, okay, you do the mordanting, allow it to dry, whackety whackety whack with a hammer, and then to set it, I ran a hot iron, and it was a lot of hot ironing. It was standing and standing. I think we can steam. There are also eco flower dyeing techniques where like you roll the flowers and plants up in and steam them, which I might play with. So it's just exciting and fun. And what I find myself doing is seeing beautiful flowers. And now I see the beautiful flowers and I'm like, wow, that's a beautiful flower. I wonder what it would look like if I hit it with a hammer. Which is a little weird, but I just want to do more. It's fun and experimental. So that is something else I am playing with. And I showed you the yarn from the Swiss yarn store. And I hope that, I don't know, that you enjoyed hearing about these things that I'm working on. Explore on your own. Tell me in the comments what new craft, what new shiny thing is grabbing your attention. Maybe it's something I can look into. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.